I come alive, it's your choice, you decide.
Yo, why are you guys running a terrorist or T-word simulation upon the civilian population? Check out the picture. On your left, you got Aaron Alexis. On your right, you have Myron D. May. These two dudes are examples of black fellers that have unfortunately been ran through the T-word simulation. Their demise was engineered. And in fact, that's why I created this channel. It's to show you how they engineer it. Now, how does it work? Well, let me give you an example. Using my plight and circumstance to show you how and why it's imperative that you have poise within the noise. Because how can one infer anything else when they hear about the perverse actions of various entities that are organized to effectively put an American citizen through a series of unending tests meant to break them? So check it out. Now listen, the literal evidence that I have that proves what I went through is saved on a Google Drive. Anyone can access it. I'll include it in the link in the description. So let's put that aside. But peep this though. Let's say you're living in a place where no one really rocks with you like that, even though you're from that location. You know, you've already stumbled upon the evidence that proves to you that it's some joint called organized harassment, in which they sit back and play this game to make you feel like you're the loser. All right, you take it all in stride. People are entitled to their own opinions. You say, hey, it's all good. I'm gonna put the ego aside and focus on internal peace and self-actualization. So you get into your bag, you start defining the phenomena in clear terms. In an academic sense, from a legal standpoint, you effectively found your light at the end of the tunnel. And you just gotta get through it. You dig? So what do you do in the interim? You keep grinding, you keep working, you build businesses if that's what you do, you stack your money and stay in a marathon. But check this out. Different events start to transpire that, make you feel like, hey, this can't be a coincidence. You find it hard to get a job, relationships fall apart, but you still keep pushing though, right? So check this. Let's say you finally get a job, something like a warehouse gig. You know, it's just a day-to-day going through the motions for the most part, but you hungry because that's just how you built. So you like, you know what? I'm gonna max out this whole situation and become a beast at this job. And I'm gonna get my numbers up, do everything I gotta do to make sure I hold this down so I could have liquidity when it comes to pursuing other things, such as a legal battle to find out who's responsible for torturing folks. You're almost 3 months into the job. And of course, the same elements associated with organized harassment that were screwing with you before you got the job all of a sudden seem to appear within your workplace. And that comes in different ways, yo. But if you know, you know. Low-key, weird surveillance tactics, all kinds of disruptions and obfuscation to try to make you look like you ain't all that. But you ain't tripping because, you getting paid and you making the environment more productive. You work 40 hours a week and you get it done in 4 days. You heard you be so sore that you spend your days off soaking in ice just to get right so that when you go back to work, you still on point. Your birthday pop up on your day off. You doing some reflecting. And you sit back, you look at your email, and you realize you just got fired. You know, once again, they, whoever they are, they screwing with you. You know you straight. You ain't do nothing to get fired. And so you keep it moving, just staying on your stoic vibe. You hit the road on your next day off. not even thinking about your employer or anything in that regard. You getting money, you taking care of business, and you enjoying life. Then you notice out in the periphery at the same elements that were trying to screw with you when you were out there on the roads more often, for the how to keep an N-word off the road simulation, which I've gone into already. But they use various little tactics just to screw with you while you're driving. And again, it's a tense situation that you might respond to with anger, because after all, you just got fired on your birthday. So naturally, most people might be like, why am I being followed by the cops like this? But they out there, strategically placed vehicles, playing little siren games in a choreographed attempt to induce anxiety and reckless action. And we've covered this, whether it be this case you see on your screen with the dude that decided to go on a wild, high-speed chase with a baby in the car. These things are organized. Not all of them, but some of them. And maybe more of them than these folks want to admit. But tell me how that ain't a T-word simulation. Listen, I'm just using this channel to cover the other side of the journey. And to be clear, I'm not N-O-T trying to go out like either of these dudes or anybody else. But these crackers is foul. They're the ones low-key putting this stuff into motion. But you gotta have self-control. But in some circumstances, what are you gonna do when they cut off all your options to be productive? That's when, diamonds get made, straight up. So I'm just putting it out there like that. But now I got a couple other channels on YouTube. You see how we do, man. We just trying to grow businesses based off of our IP and our effort. You feel me? They don't like that, so they keep colluding to try to stop the rain. But you can't stop what's inevitable now.